Welcome, I'll be reacting to The Secret Service, Season 1, Episode 2. So far, so good on videos not being blocked. Hopefully it will stay that way. I am obsessed with this show so far. It has only been one episode, and it is up there with Captain Scarlet for me. As I mentioned earlier, this might have something to do with the fact that Anthony Trollope was my favorite author growing up. Imagine that. Both James Bond, and you kind of got a girl's best friend of a show. Diamonds? Pfft, nah. It's the Secret Service. Selected clips are provided for commentary purposes. This is not a market substitute. Please support the original. And no spoilers or recommendations in the comments, please.
1,000 gallons a minute.
On two.
Well, it's a Gerry Anderson show. This was gonna happen. I blame the Misterons.
To try to stop anybody buying the British plant?
It's possible. I say we go ahead and buy, unless anything happens to the other experimental plants the British have in operation.
Oh, they're going to get sabotaged as well, aren't they? So I'm thinking we need to follow the money. Who would have a vested interest in the contracts being canceled? Because if they need distillation plants, who else is manufacturing them, right? This seems like a corporate espionage thing. Uh-oh.
How's the pumping rate?
358 on one.
There was no need for you to have flown out from London, sir. My money's on a quiet evening.
Mine's not.
So am I, sir.
Although I love that your jacket matches his tie.
Like I said, we're in for a quiet evening.
No, we aren't. We have maybe 5 minutes before. Wait for it. As they say on Instagram.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We made it. 250 hours.
Give it a few seconds. Yep. And they're sabotaging at precisely the same time to make it appear as though it's an actual fault, which is admirably clever.
I'm sorry, Tom, real sorry. I know how much you personally put into this desalination plant.
This looks like a Yes Minister Club scene.
Well, the trouble is, he thinks he's achieved something. Splendid. Life is so much easier when ministers think they've achieved something.
Maybe, but he couldn't take the risk.
So we've as good as lost your company's order.
I'm afraid so, Tom.
I think Green Tie Guy is responsible for... He wasn't being honest in that scene.
But finding out how they do it is one thing. Stopping them is another. Quite so, Matthew. And for that, we shall need some assistance.
I also need that tea set on sale at the Gerry Anderson shop. Is that Captain Scarlet? I mean, the puppet. That is totally him, isn't it? With a new wig.
First, the cross. Secondly, this capsule. You are to take it at precisely 19:30 hours tomorrow evening.
How cool is that? The show has submarines now?
Excuse me, Father, but I've been looking all over for Matthew. He's gone again.
Really?
I love this shot.
Well, Matthew, I think this will suit us admirably.
A lovely spot, don't you think?
It is. Dun dun dun.
Another sandwich, Matthew.
Oh, they brought the tea set.
No. Thank you,
I love
Father.
The huge sandwich.
This one's more than enough for me.
It's just like a tea sandwich. Oh, it's brilliant. How big would a scone be? It would be like...
Nothing like a well-brewed cup of tea on a hot day, Matthew.
I love this. I'm sorry, I keep saying that. Look at the huge team. Oh. How does no one talk about this show more? Everyone's like Thunderbirds. No. It's this one. It's this one. Oh. Can we get Marina in here to take out this nefarious submarine?
blood decompression chambers.
They are organized. I like that he's wearing pink, which is a tint of scarlet.
What's wrong with that man?
Pulse failing. Heartbeat weak.
Oh, is he going to show up and be like, I'm here to administer last rites?
I'll do all I can, but what this man needs is a priest.
Time to move on. Excuse me, I was just pulling onto the road. What have we here? A genuine Model T. Well, you see the colour. That's wrong. Any colour, just as long as it's black, old Henry Ford used to say. Now, I must insist, sir, when you're putting a finger load on whatever your mission threw it for this...
Anyone who does, like, historical interpreting, there's always that person who has to come up to you, a complete stranger, have not been introduced to, and go, it's 1862 and your buttons are 1863. That's wrong. It happens to cosplayers too. You have spent probably several $1,000s and many hours of work on your costume, but you couldn't find a particular fabric or whatever. Like, for example, UFO moon base. Finding that silver fabric going the correct direction, yeah. And these complete strangers will comment or come up to you and be like, the stripes are going the wrong way. And you're like, thank you, random person I don't know. Coming up to someone who has seen UFO several hundred times and is well aware of that fact, but could not find the fabric. Where would we be without your incredible feedback? Stopping a random person in the road to tell him his headlights are the wrong color for the year of his car. And I'm like, oh, I feel this. I don't understand what goes through their heads, honestly. If you know the person for years, even then, you don't walk up to them and go, your fabric's wrong. No, you go, your costume is amazing. Are you still working on it or is it completed? And if they say, oh, I'm still working on it, then you can go, would you like any feedback? And if they say, no, I think I've got it sorted, that's it. Don't say anything more. If they say, yes, actually, I would be interested in feedback on it. Do you have any ideas? That's when you say, have you been able to find the fabric in the other direction? Then and only then. Same with cars. If you see a beautiful vintage car and it has the wrong color headlights, you go up and you say, this car is gorgeous. I love your car. And you might be going, Alexa, it's just a comment. Yeah, but they add up. They add up. Because it's not just one comment. It's just like, it's always a bunch of people. And it really is disheartening when you have a car that you love, or you have a costume that you spent a huge amount of hours on, and that's all they have to say about it is like, well, this tiny detail is wrong. Anyway, bit of a soapbox there, but please, for the love of the gods, do not give feedback on someone's hobby that they love without permission.
I haven't lost a priest. I'm trying to find one.
Excuse me, anyone there?
Will you hold on a moment? This is urgent. Yes, a priest I was asking about. That's a priest. A priest. Father, 1 minute, Father.
That security guard took way too long to figure it out. Be careful, Matthew. Oh, he swung it right back at the sub. That's brilliant.
Father, how did you know?
How does one ever know, my son?
Well, how do you explain that?
I don't believe it.
It's a miracle. Uh-oh, Captain Black's getting away.
I still don't believe it. It's a miracle.
This show is incredible. I love it. absolute perfection. I have no notes at all. And it was fun seeing some of the puppets reused. I noticed a few of the background characters that I recognized, and I am still pretty convinced that it was Captain Scarlet with brown hair. And then the scene where Father Unwin, I think it is, I'm still learning names, was driving in, and the security guard was like, "Yeah, I know, we need a priest. We can't find a priest anywhere." And just a minute, okay? Just a minute. Look, I know, we're looking for a priest. Seriously, just a minute. Anyway, I'll call you back. That was so good. That was brilliant. And Matthew all shrunk down with the huge tea sandwich that was like partially bitten into. It gives us a bit of a scale for how small he is, too. Like, wow. And can we talk about those teacups? Because they were so pretty. I have a bowl like that, but not a teacup, and I need that set. They're always making like the models and stuff from the shows, and I appreciate that. It's awesome for everyone who's into the models, but I'm like, where's Commander Straker's glassware? Where's the Secret Service tea service? I'm not sure how the show can get better from here. I guess they could add a tall ship. Don't tell me. But I'm sure they'll find an excuse to use that tall ship model at some point. I have faith. After all, miracles happen.